What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are on this day, the wonderful 2nd of March, 29% to the upside. We have 4 hours and 28 minutes left in this day here. I wanted to talk about this thing earlier, but I had some real-life obligations that I had to tend to. The question comes to mind, is XRP done moving up here? Is that the move? And obviously it's not done. Obviously you're going to break out to new all-time highs. You're going to see prices that are upwards toward like $8, $10, $11 beyond that over the coming months here. It's going to be phenomenal. Yes, in case you didn't hear me, those are realistic targets that are going to happen in the next 60 days. Yes, absolutely. Or maybe even sooner than that at this pace. I don't assume that we're going to continue at this pace, right? We're not going to be there next week or even in 3 weeks from now. It's going to take time, okay? And I don't think that we're going to break out of all-time highs today. It's going to take time. We might not even, if we look on a weekly basis, we close this week in 4 hours and 28 minutes, we're probably not even going to break through it by next week. A move like this, as encouraging as it is, could set you up for a little bit of consolidation. So be prepared for that, right? But also this could be, and it likely is, an indication of good tidings and better prices to come, higher prices to come. So inevitably, XRP, no matter what you do between today, tomorrow, whatever you're going to do, you're going higher. You are going to go higher in a very, very short amount of time. If we look at this thing on a 4-hour basis, maybe a 1-hour basis, get a short-term time frame on there. I really like your 1-hour RSI. I think that kicks ass. Looks like you probably come down a little bit from here, but I don't know if you're done moving up just yet. I would have no problem saying you're done. It depends. Let's see how this next 27 minutes closes. If you close this next 27-minute period below like $2.80, which is only 2 cents away, then yeah, you're probably done for the day. Not done overall. You're going to keep moving up. But I would think, let's just see if we take a high to low here, high to low fib extension. Yeah, I would think you continue at least up to your 1272 personally. But again, that's implying that you close here. If you close below $2.80 on this 4-hour candle, and then the next one we do something where we close below 271, likely we are going to pull back, I would think, to somewhere around like 245, 240, something in that area, 250 maybe, 260, but a little bit lower. Nothing crazy lower, but just a little bit lower. However, it's very uncommon whenever you tear through the golden ratio like this, whenever you just tear right through it, it's extremely uncommon to go all the way up, to break above your relative high and not see the 1272 or something that's above that, right? So just so we're aware, that's kind of what this fib is telling me here. Although I'm not necessarily, this, again, it's rare. It's rare to do this. You don't oftentimes do this. You would oftentimes interact with the 1272, not stop below it. But it does happen. And in the cases that it does happen, I would say that it's moments like this where you just tear through everything. You literally tear through your golden ratio, your 786, 886 area. This is very bullish and uncommon stuff to do. But during very bullish events, I would think you at least hit your minimum extended target if you're in the extended zone. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm not confusing anybody by that. If we look at this thing on a daily time frame and we zoom out a little bit, looking at the current all-time high to the, that, I don't know what just happened there, all-time high to the relative low on February 3rd there, you can see we've ripped through this golden ratio as well. And this is where we get a little bit of confliction in the charts, because now we're seeing that we've got a tip at the 786. These 786 movements, whenever you move through your golden ratio like this and you hit the 786 like this, oftentimes you do pull all the way back to the 236. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen for XRP. But even then, still, you could fall back to the 382, which is at 220. You could fall back to the 0.5, which is at 240. That's an area we've identified. Even the golden ratio itself, which is at 260. So a totally suitable area here. Even below, that's fine. Make no mistake, if XRP went all the way down to $2 again, you guys, it could happen. It could happen, and it would still be fine. It's a very normal thing to do, this exact behavior. Although I'm not anticipating that. Even though that is the normal thing to do, I'm not anticipating that. To believe that we are going to 240 or to 223, somewhere in that area, or even lower, what we'd have to do is see a close below 263, a closing candle on a 4-hour basis below 263. If we wick below on a 4-hour basis, if we wick below but then we close above it, that would actually look really good. Closing above the golden ratio and holding that would just add to the bullish momentum here, and you would not need to go down to these lower levels. It is completely possible, however, that you do continue moving up. You don't have to stop here. We have 24 minutes left in this 4-hour period. And if you do close at these levels, it's still completely possible on the next 4-hour period that you do move up to about $3.14. And that area, I believe, yeah, it's right there. It's right at the 1272. Just because these lines are conflating, agreeing that there's some symmetry in this area, doesn't mean that it has to happen. But generally, that's kind of what you look for whenever you have some expectations of price. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if by the end of today or at some point in the very near future, like within the next 24 hours, we were at $3.13. That might be the high of this initial breakout phase. But it also wouldn't surprise me at all if this were the high, if that were the high, somewhere in this area, and we consolidate for probably the next week. We probably consolidate for the next week, if not at least a few days or so, right? If we see some kind of wicked like dump and then we pull back up, maybe that's it. I mean, shaking out does more. The reason why you consolidate, right, is to give people time to either get out or get in, and then whenever people get out or get in, they've made up their minds, boom, that's whenever we pump, right? But you do the same thing in a lot shorter amount of time if we have a lot of volatility. You'll shake a lot more people out. You'll encourage a lot more people to buy at lower prices because they'll be like, oh, I missed this opportunity. I'm not going to miss this one, right? It's a bigger exchanging of hands in very volatile moments. So that's why if we do experience some intense volatility over the next 24 hours, perhaps it's not a week that we consolidate, but maybe a day, maybe days itself. In a matter of no time at all, my friends, XRP won't just be at $3.13. It'll be at new all-time highs. This is coming in the month of March. We're going to be breaking out of all-time highs for XRP sometime soon over the coming weeks. And the targets that we could be focusing on, if we're looking at this from a high to a low here, high to a low, breaking above the golden ratio. By the way, breaking above the golden ratio on I guess this isn't your first attempt, would it? That'd be your first, second, third, fourth attempt. Kind of odd. But when you get above your golden ratio, that generally does encourage extensions to be hit. The 886, $3.15, that is your ultimate gatekeeper that's preventing you from seeing these targets. So when we get two 4-hour candles to close above $3.15, a daily candle to close above there, that would very much suggest that within a week's time, we'd be seeing targets that are not just at new all-time highs, but above $4, maybe even above $5. I do anticipate that XRP continues this rally. It continues to run until it's somewhere at either about $10.16 to maybe even $14.20. But I think it'd be somewhere around 10 to 13 bucks, probably closer to 10 to 11 bucks by the end of April, sometime in April. And between now and then, we're just going to be making our way up there. So end of March, we're looking at anything from $4 to $5, maybe as high as $6.70, $6.20, somewhere in that zone. Of course, the higher, the better. If we do move up to $10 earlier than I'm expecting, then obviously we wouldn't continue to pump in April. If we move up a lot in a very short amount of time, there's going to be some kind of corrective behavior that has to happen. But, I'll keep you guys monitored with this thing daily until it does, right? We talk about XRP daily, if not almost every single day. Let's see here. Looking at the weekly time frame, if we're not on Coinbase, I want to get off of Coinbase. It's nice for the volume, but if we look at this weekly RSI, guys, XRP is in one of the most bullish posturings you could be in. Look at how dominant of a trend this is, right? You've got a low here, higher low, higher low. You're about to get into the overbought zone. And what you did when you were in the overbought zone last time, you came down and you bounced off the 60. Getting overbought and bouncing off the 60 sets you up for some very phenomenal events. Okay, generally speaking, when you do something like this, you can almost always count on a similar move as to what brought you into the overbought zone originally. Something like this, if we were to start this move this week, which I think we are, that would take you up to $11.57. These are areas that we agree with on, not just from a price perspective, but from and from the RSI perspective, but from a fib perspective as well. If we look at our all-time high fibs itself, the all-time high here to the cycle low that we had, the 1272 1414, this measure move puts you right in the middle of that there. If anybody out there is having a problem with how I did that, okay, and they're like, you can't just do that. It's not a bull flag. You just measured it like a bull flag. I'm aware. I'm fully aware that I just did the same thing that you would do for a bull flag. I'm fully aware, but I'm not treating it like a bull flag. I'm treating it like we're bouncing off of the 60 on the RSI after being overbought in a very short amount of time with a dramatic, phenomenal, bullish as hell uptrend in the weekly RSI. This is significant. Coming from the overbought zone to the 60 and finding support there and getting back into the overbought zone, which I'm certain we're going to do. I don't think we're going to go lower. That is also phenomenal and sets you up oftentimes, this is what I was saying, for a move that is of a similar magnitude to the move that brought you into the overbought zone itself. So if that's the move, we're comparing it here much like you would a bull flag, yes, but technically not the same. It could be bigger. It could be lesser. If it were to be bigger, there we go. 1336 is right there at that 1414 fib. If it were to be lesser, something at 835 could be on the table, but anything and everything in between. I really like that $10 area psychological resistance, but I think you'll probably even go above that. XRP is looking really bullish, you guys. It's looking phenomenal. And beyond all that, if we look at the monthly RSI, this is also a very phenomenal setup too. When you come out of the overbought zone, you bounce right off of it like this on a monthly time frame. You've got a extremely bullish scenario here on the monthly RSI, an extremely bullish scenario here on the weekly RSI. These are very significant time frames, and what they're telling us is that the weeks ahead, the months ahead, this rest of the year is going to be nothing shy of extraordinary for XRP. I want to finish this video. I want to put on some ribbons, and we'll check it out and see how this thing looks. Weekly ribbons are looking good. That's actually very phenomenal. Whenever you wick right off of them, that's the kind of interaction you want to see. When you're living in it, it takes more time to get away from it, right? This kind of stuff, this kind of behavior. Right here, you're living in it, and it's a downtrend, but you didn't continue going down, did you? If you wicked off of it, if you just wicked off of it like you did here, you probably would have kept going down, but you didn't. On a daily time frame or a 3-day time frame, nice, good. Getting above the 3-day ribbon is good. Daily ribbon, absolutely. You're going to cross this to the upside. Absolutely. You're going to have a daily cross sometime this coming week. I suspect that that's probably what's going to cause you to pull back. Oftentimes with these crosses, you do pull back into them. I wonder if we can find an example of that. Let's just see. I guess not there. I mean, you crossed here. You did pull back afterwards. XRP, you're not really giving me good examples of that, are you? That's okay, though. Maybe XRP is one of those that doesn't need to. But anyways, with this cross, sometimes it is pretty common because the ribbons aren't a lagging indicator. The cross would indicate a bullish kind of thing that happened already. Maybe you consolidate into the cross. We go back down. Again, this would be somewhere around 250. So 240, 260. That's kind of the area that we're looking for when we do consolidate here, right? If not, you might just hold 270 to 280. Don't count on these lower prices, but I am anticipating that they come probably over the next week or so. 4 hours not really going to help us. The 4 hours kind of insignificant, so who cares? I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. I just wanted to get on here and say good job to the XRP community, you guys. 29% up today, and you are like the number 3 crypto, right? Number 2, no, hold on, I'm sorry. Market cap by market cap. Number 3, yeah. I mean, that's a big deal. That's a lot of growth in a short amount of time for a very big amount of money there, large amount of money, large market cap. So phenomenal. I think that this is an indication that there are more beneficial things to come, higher prices to come in the very short term. I've got nothing else to say, so I'm gonna end the video there. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, take it easy, and don't FOMO the top. Okay, just be patient. Be patient. There's a complete possibility that we could still keep running up to about 315, and even if we do, I would anticipate we pull back to prices that are right around where we're at now, if not even very likely lower. But we could have very well found resistance here at $3. And if we did, if this is the resistance point, then absolutely there's no doubt in my mind that 260 to 240 has to be interacted with, maybe even 220 before we start moving up again. But that's all I got for you. Thank you all for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.